If you grew up on grilled cheese, you already know how comforting it is. By itself or with a bowl of tomato soup, I still feel the same way. But somewhere along the line, I grew up and I also developed a soft spot for the Negroni. Which is funny because it tastes like the exact opposite of childhood comfort. One is warm and melty, the other is cold and bitter. So obviously, the question popped into my head. Could these two extremes actually work together? Could a grilled cheese really pair with a Negroni and not be terrible? And right around the time I started thinking about that, at Emma Rose Jaumod 9453 left this comment suggesting making an unusual grilled cheese combo, which felt like the universe giving me permission to finally try this. So today I'm testing it. First with a simple regular grilled cheese, something we all know and love. Then I'll build another version that leans into flavors a Negroni supposedly pairs well with. And if you stick around till the end, I'll show you the one grilled cheese that absolutely crushes this pairing. Let's go! For the grilled cheese, I'm starting with 2 regular white bread slices. You can use sourdough, but it tends to get super crusty and let's be honest, it will cut the roof of your mouth if you're even a little enthusiastic. Although, go with the bread you love, grilled cheese is in the place for snobbery. Butter the pan and start by toasting only one side of each slice. That's going to be the inner side. Before you lay the cheese on, that little head start gives you a much better chance at melting properly. Go ahead and lay your favorite cheese on the warm toasted side. I'm using staggered slices of yellow cheddar, American cheese and some more yellow cheddar because I believe in abundance. Close the sandwich with the other slice toasted side in. Add a bit more butter to the pan and place the sandwich down. Now press this guy with something heavy. This is how you get that even all over browning instead of random hot spots. Once you've got a good golden color underneath, spread some butter on the top side, flip the sandwich and press it again. Now keep the heat low. You want the outside to brown slowly while the inside has enough time to melt. A grilled cheese with burnt exterior and unmelted cheese inside is, well, Gordon Ramsay's. Now when it's done, don't just toss it on a plate. Rest it on a wire rack or even 2 chopsticks or forks. That steam needs an exit, otherwise your crispy bread turns into wet cardboard. After a minute or two, cut into triangles, and if you're chasing a cheese pull, gently press around the edges like this, then lift and pull. Now before testing this with the Negroni, I wanted to try a version built around flavors that supposedly pair well with the drink, but they also must make sense inside a grilled cheese. So I settled with cured meat, in this case honey glazed ham, and swapped the cheese for ones with a bit more character. I toasted the bread on the inner side, placed a slice of Gouda, then ham, then a slice of Swiss Emmental, some more ham, and finally more Gouda. Now, does that technically make this a ham and cheese sandwich? Maybe, but with the amount of cheese we are using today, it feels more like ham inside a grilled cheese. Same process as before, low heat, butter, press, and here's what we got. By this point, I could barely contain myself, but before we taste anything, let's go make that Negroni. Start with an orange. I'm using Valencia today. Hold the orange on top and use a paring knife to slice off a wide strip of rind, about a couple of inches long. Flip it and carefully shave off that pith. It's bitter and you don't need it here. Grab a mixing glass. This is for stirring, not serving. Consider using a jigger so you don't accidentally make this thing a bickeroni. Add equal parts gin, Campari, and sweet vermouth. Now go ahead and fill in a good amount of ice. Now this is the most important part. Drop in a bar spoon and stir for a solid 30 seconds. Folks, this is where the drink transforms. It chills, dilutes just the right amount and smooths out. Taste and adjust depending on how boozy or mellow you want it. Then drop a fancy ice cube in a rocks glass, strain the drink over it and finish with that orange rind. Face it outward and squeeze to release the oils across the top. Give the rim of the glass a gentle wipe, twist the rind and tuck it in. Now that the sandwiches and the drinks are ready, let's see how this pairing actually plays out. I first tasted the ham and cheese with a sip of Negroni, and then went in for the ham in grilled cheese with a sip of Negroni.
Alright, so the grilled cheese and Negroni combination is okay. Nothing that beats tomato soup, but not weak at all. The fat definitely balances the bitter notes from the Negroni. Now the ham in grilled cheese really makes a difference. Something about the cured meat combined with the fatty cheese, and especially because we haven't used the standard American cheese, the Gouda and the Emmental, add a bite to the texture, which is great. To me, ham and cheese seems to be a clear winner, especially when you pair it with Negroni. Unless there's another contender.
Start by making a quick sauce mornay, basically a bechamel with cheese. Melt a tablespoon of butter in a saucepan, add a tablespoon of flour and cook until it turns kind of sandy. Next, pour in a cup of cold milk and stir constantly until it thickens and coats the back of a spoon. Kill the heat, add a generous amount of Gruyere, white cheddar works too, and season with salt, pepper and a little nutmeg. Always taste and adjust. Then go ahead and take 2 slices of country sourdough and toast the inner side in butter to warm it up. Now stack up some grated Gruyere, 2 to 3 slices of ham, and some more Gruyere on top. Close the sandwich, toast the outer sides, giving it a gentle press. Once the sandwich is toasted, spread some of that Mornay sauce on top and lay 2 slices of Swiss Emmental over it. I'm also adding some leftover grated Gruyere on top. Drizzle in some olive oil and pop it into an oven or an air fryer at 200 degrees Fahrenheit for a few minutes or just until the cheese melts. And there it is! A creamy, molten, absolutely decadent Croque Monsieur. Folks, this French grilled cheese absolutely delivers. And that crunch around the edges, it's what dreams are made of. This is something I would gladly serve to my grown-up friends with a Negroni before dinner. Now, if you think this pairing was crazy, you'd be shocked how a vodka sauce transforms your ordinary chicken parm to a festive one. Watch this video here to see the magic.